Good day everyone! I finally making another video about the build I'm playing. I updated my gear, bought some massive upgrades, and I'm gonna continue improving it and make a proper build guide in the future. For now, let's try to kill a shaper and we'll see how it goes. I can say that the damage is really impressive. I really enjoying the build. The tankiness is nice. Oh, don't stand in the beam. Okay, she's dead. Yeah, like the main issue of this build are still degens, and I'm thinking how to like solve that, and I probably can with the help of one of the keystones on a tree, because we are really close to Lily Shade. So I think this is the way to go in the future. But for that I need to upgrade my gear first and get more reservation efficiency. That means I need to finish my armor. I'm freezing the the boss. Cannot transition between the phases properly. Okay, he's dead. Let's continue. I'm slowly like becoming lazier and lazier with this build. I want to remove more buttons from the build, but we still need to cast Assassin's Mark and stuff, and both Frostbomb and Frost Shield helps us with stuff. Where is the boss? What happened? Ah, here you go. Yeah, Frost Shield gives us spell crit chance for each stage, so this is really nice. One of the issues is that I can't put more stuff into the build without like getting into skills, so I can't get the frost exposure, cold exposure, I can't get Assassin's Mark autocast, I can't get Frost Shield autocast, unfortunately. But I would like to. Maybe someone has an idea how to do it, so please leave a comment. I will make a new post with POB. Okay, Shaper, first phase, done. I also, because of the Herald MTXs, this build suddenly is really bright. If you play it in the dark, it's like a flashbang. You can add even more Herald effects to it. Right now I'm using only 2, and like for Herald of Ice and the light thunder. But you can do even more crazy shenanigans with it, and you will be blinded by the light that's coming from your build, explosions. But I like it, it's pretty. Let's see what Shaper do this time. Okay, he's going into the bullet phase. Oh no, yeah, bullet phase. Now portal. In this case, the damage of my Blade Vortex plus Herald of Thunder plus other stuff is more than enough to make him to kill the monsters and phrase him. If you haven't noticed, the amount of delay he does because of the action speed reduction is really tricky. Sometimes you when you used to bosses doing some like actions on one speed and they're slower by 40%, you could jump back to the boss earlier than you should and get slammed because it was such a delay. But it's fine. Okay, next phase. I would like to point out that we are slowing down and shocking Shaper by a really large amount. Like maximum shock, maximum chill effect, and my Merc adding 40% on top of that, 40% Scorch on top of that. Easy. Let's trade with this guy and continue. So, let me take a look at my notes. Okay, so I reached level 100 yesterday on this character. I used this starting level 99 or like 98 in the middle. I bought the Omen of Immolation and was carrying it around up until level 100. Haven't died once since like 98 to 100. Totally fine. And part of the like leveling at that point was without Mage Blood. I was still using my old belt. It was this belt with a chance to avoid being shocked jewel. We lost it because we upgraded to Mage Blood, but we got a bunch of speed. We got 84 cold and lightning res, a bunch of res on top of that. Stun immunity, I have 99% chance to avoid stun, which is an issue in this build. I would say that in the end game Mage Blood is probably the solution to stun immunity that is easiest to get. We get corrupted and bleeding immunity here. This covers our shock avoid, so we are ailment immune with Storm Shroud. Then we have Jade Flask with evasion. So without grace from our Merc, we are 28k evasion rating with the Merc. So if you go into the instance and Merc will apply auras to us, with the Merc we are 48k evasion. What else? The next upgrades. I added a medium cluster jewel for critical strikes. First of all, this build has some issues with the resistances up until you switch to Mage Blood and if you use the Sapphire Topaz flasks. Like, I tried to fit in as much Chaos Res, Resurrection Efficiency and other like suffixes onto my build, spell crit chance. So at some point I was like capped on fire res barely. It was like 76 I think for me, and the others were like around 90 or 85, so it was hard to change gear. And I bought this cluster with the basics of pain and pressure points to give us more critical strike chance, more resistances, and double damage on crits, that allowed us to drop diamond flask. We can use Bottle of Fate on bosses and stuff, and usually, like, I don't even have it used with increased effect. I use it when charges reach full. I'm lazy. And also, one of the things this flask gives us is that when it's active, the consecrated ground increase critical strike chance against enemies on consecrated ground during the effect. And because we are using zealotry, we can create consecrated ground when we hit a rare or unique enemy. So we're hitting really fast and really often with the blade vortex. So we just automatically create conc ground by default. And then when the flask is active, even if we moved around and we're not in the consecrated ground that was created by this flask, but we hit an enemy and created a new consecrated ground, the critical strike chance still applies. So yeah, it's really cool. Also, it's yeah, this is about Battle Fate. One thing that is like questionable, but I think it's worth it. I'm using this high voltage passive with the maximum shock effect because of the mods on my boots with increased effect on non-damaging ailments, because of the overshock, because of our effect on lightning elements here. We are stacking a bunch of effective non-damaging ailments. Also with the critical strike chance, 50% increased effect of non-damaging ailments. We are constantly critting. That means we are chilling to max, and we are applying maximum shock to pretty much everything. And this is amazing. So, as you have seen in my fight with Shaper, he was 40% slowed, and because of the chill, and he was 65% shocked. High voltage also gives us 100% increased critical strike chance against shocked enemies, and we are always shocking because of Shaper of Storms. So that's just, we are losing 2 points here that are because we're not using lightning skill really. We don't have any lightning tag on our blade blast or on our blade vortex. They are physical, but this gives us 100% crit chance, and this gives us 15% shock. Really nice. You can experiment with other masteries here. You can maybe try to use like shock spread or lightning damage of enemies hitting you while you're... I don't know. I think it's fine with 50% shock. What else happened on a tree? I think, yeah, we have 2 points that are floating around. I'm using 1 point here for more reservation to help us with mana, and 1 point here just... I got it as a 100 point yesterday just to get us more resistances and more crit chance, because we can put it here, we can put it here, or maybe other places, but it's mostly like good to have, not necessary. We can put it here to get a spell leech. It's nothing crazy. What else we have? Other than that, the tree is the same since the last video. I added, as I mentioned, recrafted my boots with Veiled currency, with Veiled Chaos. I managed to hit the non-damaging ailments mod, but there is at least one other good mod for the suffixes on boots. It's the boots. Let's see where it is. Suffixes, yeah. Increased damage with non-val skills during the soul gain prevention. Because we have Wild Blade Vortex, and we don't need to use it to like kill anything. We are clearing with our movement skill plus basic blade vortex, and sometimes casting the blade blast. So when we come to boss, we can press the Val BV button twice. It will add more damage on the boss. Plus, it will increase the damage from our blade blast because it will be in the soul gain prevention phase. You can use this mod, or you can get the increased effect of non-damaging elements, same as me. I think effect of non-damaging elements is better because it's just like persistent damage. It will improve overall quality of your build. It's really nice because sometimes you roll maps with or like invitations with a reduced effect of non-damage elements on the monsters, or you encounter a monster with like resistance or other stuff, and it just helps you freeze, chill them, and shock them really hard. What else? The amulet is still the same synthesized amulet. I added catalysts to it. Now it gives me 65 crit multi, which is really nice, I think. Some chaos rest, some life, evasion rating, +1 physical. The anoint is still +12 suppress spell damage, which is this entrench. I think that when I finish my body armor, it gives me 20 spell suppress. I will be able to switch it to another anoint, probably sovereignty, to give us mana reservation and non-curse auras effect, and that would allow me to drop this point and grab something else with a two-pointer. Pum pum pum. Okay, so build upgrade plans. My plan is to finish this body armor. I need to still craft prefixes on it to make it at least the same amount of evasion and energy shield as here. I hope bigger, maybe like T1 would be great, but it's a slow process and I spent a lot of money on it already, and I don't want to break it during the crafting because I already reached the suffixes that I want, and yeah, I want to finish the prefixes first. Here we have the +1 all physical accumulator wand. One of the plans I have is to get crafted with fossils with 4-socket resonators to get +1 all on it, and then try running Disciple of the Forbidden with increased charge duration mastery to fix the issue of not getting endurance, frenzy, or power charges in our build. The only source of power charges right now is Assassin's Mark for me, and I don't like it. I want more power charges on this build. It would allow us to use these 2 nodes and this power charge. We would have how many? 5 power charges that way. It would be really nice. It would solve a bunch of stuff and gives us crit multi and gives us damage, power charge on kill, etc. Plus accumulator wand could be I could see how it could be better than Darkseer, but we'll lose some HP and some ES because Darkseer provides us a bunch of it. It's really cool. One of the other thing I'm thinking about is that Venter's Gamble is slowly getting outclassed by Giga rings, like Giga heist rings, or for example Circle of Ambition. I bought 2 Circle of Ambitions yesterday just to have them like to test. One of them give cold damage, effect of cold ailments as implicit, 2 Herald buff effects, Herald Reservation and global Herald reservation. This is really nice. I think that if we have necrotic armor with a reservation plus sovereignty on amulet as an anoint plus this, we wouldn't have any issues with mana, and we'll get like 90 buff effect for 2 heralds and some elemental resistances in addition, and some cold element effect. This could be a end game ring, quote unquote, or it could be something else. Maybe the other highest crafted rings with like crit multi and triple res or something, or cold damage could be better. Haven't thought about it yet and haven't crafted one yet. So plans for the guide on this build, because I know at least like 3 people asked me about how to like level this up, how to make a how to run it on a cheaper version with not without mage blood, without other gear I had, because the first video I posted about it was like around 40 to 50 divines investment already, and I'm also curious how it would align itself with other builds if we try to go for the blade blast earlier, maybe in the campaign or something. I'm also curious about it, so I will try to make a guide and test how it goes. I will make campaign recordings and stitch them together, post them later, so people could follow the instructions and try this build without any issues. That's the idea. I think this is it for this update. Thank you for watching, and please like this video, leave comments if you have any questions or suggestions, and have a nice day. Bye bye.